Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. So let's look at another lead code problem, which is problem number 1326. That is minimum number of taps to open to water a garden. So there's a one-dimensional garden on the x-axis that is given, and the garden starts at point 0, ends at point n, and the length of garden is given as n. So there are n plus 1 taps from 0 to n in the garden, and the given integer n and the integer array ranges. So this ranges array, the ith tap basically waters the garden from range I minus ranges I to I plus ranges I. Okay, now you need to tell the minimum of number of taps that you should open to water the complete garden. So, and if you think that garden cannot be watered, then you can return -1. So let's look at it by an example. So basically, let's see if you have a garden, right? For example, this is the x-axis on which your garden is located. Okay. Now, now you will have kind of a x-axis 0. These are the indexes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this is how, so there are n plus 1 taps. So n is 6 and n plus 1 taps, n plus 1 taps. So there are 7 taps, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now you need to tell, so there is a ranges array that is given, right? For example, there is a ranges array, say it is given as 3, 4, 2, 1, and say 5. Okay. So for every tap, it is watering from say 0. Okay. So now the length of this array is 6. So for every tap, it is showing that, okay, 0th tap. Okay, this should be 7, right? The last tap also, for example, it is 2. So these are the n plus 1 ranges that are given. N plus 1 ranges that are given, that, okay, this ith tap, which is a 0th tap, is watering the garden from I, that is 0 minus 3 to 0 plus 3. Okay, here I is, let's see, this is I, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is I. Okay, so ranges of I is 3. Okay, similarly, like the second tab is giving, so this is index is 1, right? 1 minus 4 to 1 plus 4. Third is like 2 minus 2 to 2 plus 2, right? Another is 3 minus 1 to 3 plus 1. Another is, this is 4, 4 minus 5 to 4 plus 5. Another is 5 minus 0 to 5 plus 0. Another is 6 minus 2 to 6 plus 2. So if you just collect the ranges here, this will be -3 to 3. Another is say -2 to 5. Another is 0 to 4. Another is say 2 to 4. Then it is -1 till 9. Another is 5 to 5. Next is say 4 to 8. So these are the basically ranges. So there is no point, taking minuses. So you can replace it with 0, right? You can't go beyond this. The garden starts at 0. So you can't go um, beyond that. So in case of minus, you can take 0. So it is 0 to 3, 0 to 5, 0 to 4. Similarly, 0 to 9. And that's how. Similarly, there is no point taking an index which is larger than 6, right? Here you can replace it with 6, correct? Because you cannot go beyond 6. Okay. Similarly here. Okay. So now your ranges are here. Let me just clarify. So this is say 0. Again, this is 0. Now this is say 6. Okay. And this is again 0. This is 6, right? Yeah. Now if you observe this, right, this is 0 to 6, right? 3 minus 1. Yeah, 0 to 6, correct? So again, sorry to, yeah. Now you'll see, right? If you start from 0th index, you can reach till, I mean, if you would have opened this tab, so it would have been watering the plants or maybe watering the garden from index 0 to, if open it at, because it is at 0, right? You open this tab, it is watering from 0 to 3. If you open this tab, it is watering from 0 to 5. Similarly, this is from 0 to 4. This is from 0 to 6. Okay. So I mean, if you create an array, so these are the ranges that you have. First of all, I mean, after traversing the kind of the ranges array, you form these ranges, correct? This is left, right, left, right. I mean, similarly, like for every tap, this is the range that, okay, the tap 0, what is the garden from 0 to 3? Tap 1, what is the garden from 0 to 5? Now, if you create an array, say, of size n plus 1, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And now you start filling up that, okay, at index 0, right? It is, for example, it is default values are 0 in this array in the starting. Okay. Now you'll see at index 0, I mean, how much it can water? It can water till 3, right? Now at index 0, you will put, say, 3. Let's try to understand the logic first and then maybe I'll clarify more. Okay. Now, again, with this tap, you can water from 0 to 5, right? Now, at 0, you go to 0, and rather than 3, you get the better option, right? Which is 5. So replace it with 5. In case you get a value which is larger, so you replace it with that. So that means, like, so the index denote the left part. So this is the left, and the value is denoting the value at that particular index, right? So if you say this is the left comma right, so left is the kind of the index part of that array, and right is the value in the new array that I'm forming. Okay. Again, you will get 0, 4, right? 4 is lesser than 5, correct? There is no point replacing, correct? Go ahead. Now 2, 4. There's 0 at second index, so you can replace it with 4, right? You get the better answer here. Okay. Now, again, 2 comma 4 is done. 0, 6, correct? Again, 0, 6 will be, you get the better answer. So at 0, it was 5. Now you get 6, correct? So you'll replace it with 6, correct? Now, 5, 5. Again, you will replace 0 with 5. Again, you get 4, 6. You'll replace kind of, at 4, it was 0. You'll replace it with 6. Okay. Now, if you start traversing, right? For example, you are at 0th index, and if you open a tap, it will take from you from 0 to 6 directly, right? So only one tap is the answer. So I mean, unfortunately, the example that I've taken, I mean, it is like giving us the answer 1, and the first tap only kind of, one of the taps should get opened, which is, yes, this tap should get opened, and it will automatically kind of help us reaching, say, index 6, right? So there is no other tab that is required to get opened. Okay. But let me give you another example. So you got the, I mean, gist of the problem, right? How we are going to solve it. Basically, first of all, I traverse the ranges array. Okay. I I mean, based on the ranges, I kind of categorized from I minus ranges I to I plus ranges I. And if this I minus ranges I is less than 0, I'll replace it with 0. Similarly, if this is greater than n, I'll replace it with n. Okay. And now I'll have kind of the left right combinations for all the taps, right? That, okay, this tap will kind of water the garden from left position to right position, left position to right position. Similarly, I formed an array, say, of size n plus 1, and for each index represent the left value, and I am figuring out the maximum I can water from that point. So from 0, I can kind of water till 3. From 0, I can also tap till 5. So 5 is better, right? I replace it with 5. Then I'll get a better option, which is 6. So I replace it with 6. Similarly, I'll keep on doing that. Okay. Now I'll show you another example. So now this is the example of the final array that I'm preparing. So basically, let's see if we would have got a different array than this. Okay. So this is not the input array. This is the array that we have prepared, right? So let's see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let's see, this is the array, right? Now, for example, 3 is there. Okay. Now, again, this is 1. This is, say, 4. This is 2. This is, say, 6. Okay. Then 2, then 1. Okay. Yeah, actually, that array cannot be here. Sorry. It cannot be 2 here. It can max will be 5 or maybe 0, because if there is no value, say. Okay. And similarly, I mean, it cannot be less than that. It could be 0. So 1 1 2 4 3 0 4 6 5 5 6 0. So this is this area that I'm showing you the example of. Okay. Now from 0, I can reach till 3, right? I can reach till 3. Now when I am, let me draw it here. So for example, this is the array that I have. Okay. And say these are the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And let's say I know that from 0 I can reach till 3, right? And now, and I know that, okay, one tab should be opened, right? From, I mean, any tab would be opened, but one tab should be open to reach to 3. Okay. Now, while doing that, okay, at 1, I can reach till 1 only. Then I, at 4, at 2, I'll reach till 4. So at 2, I can increase my max reach, right? At 2, I can increase my max reach to, sorry, I can increase my max reach to, say, 4, correct? Similarly, at 3 also, I'm at 0, so there is no point. So my max reach, by the time I'll reach 3, my max reach is now 4, right? Okay. So, but when I cross 3, only then I'll need to kind of open another tab, right? Which is this tab, which will kind of water the garden till 4. Now at 4, I'll get, I mean, now I'm moving. At 4, I'll get, say, 6, right? Now my max reach again updates to 6. But when I go to 5, then I came to know that, okay, now I've crossed that limit and I need to update the number of tabs. So let's understand this now. So basically, I need to keep kind of two variables, maybe basically three variables. One is kind of a max reach. Sorry. So one is kind of max reach, and another is say current reach, another is say number of taps. Initially they are kind of zero, right? Now I'll keep on traversing from say, I'll say for int I equal to 0, I is less than. So this is a new array that I'll name it as a reach array, reach dot length I plus plus. Okay. Now if my if my I is greater than my max reach, right? Let me write it down and then I'll let you digest it. Okay. So if my I crosses the max reach, I'll return -1. I'm not able to reach at the end if I cross the max reach. Okay. So for example, if I am at 5 and still my max reach is 4, so I cannot reach, kind of I cross the max reach, right? So I cannot reach, say, but this is not the case in this example, but just I'm telling you. Okay. Now if my I is greater than say current reach, I should update current reach with max reach, and I should say tab plus plus. Okay. And I should update my max reach with math.max of say max reach, comma, this reach of I. Okay. Now, and also I need to return kind of a number of taps. So basically now try to understand. Starting I is 0, right? So I is greater than max reach. No, because max reach is 0 till now. Max reach is 0. So I will not return -1. Now I'll check that if I is greater than current reach is also 0, right? So I'll not increase the tabs till now. Now I'll see what is the max reach, next max reach. So max reach will be kind of maximum of max reach, that is 0, and the reach I is 3. So max reach will be 3. Now my max reach will be 3. Okay. Now max reach gives you the information that I can reach till 3. Okay. But my current reach is still 0. Okay. Now on next index, when I'm cross, so again, when I is 1, right? I is 1. So I is not greater than max reach because my max reach has updated to 3. Okay. If you see I is now say 1, and 1 is greater than max reach. No, right? So 1 is not greater than 3. So now I is greater than current reach. Yes, because I is 1 and current reach is 0. So I need to kind of update. Now I crossed the current reach. So that means I need to update the tabs, right? So I need to open one tab. Okay. And also I need to kind of update the current reach with the max reach. That okay, now my current reach will be 3. So my current reach will be 3 now. Okay. And now I'll try to see if I get a better max reach. No, right? Because here, I mean, it is say 1 only. So this is not better than 3. So I'll go ahead, right? Now I'll reach 2. So I is 2 now. Now again, 2 is greater than max reach. No, right? 2 is greater than current reach. No, right? Now I'll see what if I get a better max reach. Yes, I had earlier my max reach was 3. Now it is 4, right? So I'll update it with 4. Now my max reach got updated, right? So see, now if you want to understand when you are traversing from index 0, okay, at index 0 you came to know that okay, your max reach is still 3, and at I, or your current reach is still kind of 0. At 1 you will open another tab, say, because you crossed that particular current reach, right? So you decided to open one tab and update the current reach with the max reach. So your kind of max reach will be 3. Okay. And now, kind of while traversing this path only, you are figuring out that how much better max reach you get. So you will get 4, correct? But you will update it, I mean, your kind of tabs when you cross your current reach. You'll keep maintaining your current reach till, I mean, you don't open another tab. Okay. So when you cross your current reach, then only you will keep open the tab and you update the max reach. So I hope, I mean, you can understand that part. Okay. Let's try to write the code, or maybe I can explain it again if you want. So see, this is the line, right? Now I have say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at 0, I figured out that I can reach till 3. Okay. Still now my current reach is 0. Okay. Now when I reached at this point 1, I know that I now crossed my current reach, but still my max reach is 3, right? So I should keep on moving. I cannot return -1 because I can still water some garden, but I need to figure out that while traversing from 0 to 3, I mean, if I open one another tab, okay, from these ones, which can go give me the max reach. Okay. For example, I open this one, here it is say 3, here it is 4, here it is 5. So I mean, by the time I'll reach here, right, I'll get a max reach of 5. I can kind of reach here. And as soon as till now, my current reach is 3, right? I mean, here. I mean, at 1, I updated the current reach to 3 because here earlier my current reach was 0. When I reached 1, I updated the current reach to 3 because my max reach was kind of a 3. Okay. Now, by the time I reach 3, my max reach is 5, right? But I'll update that at 4, correct? When I cross the current reach, basically. So when I cross it, here I'll update kind of number of taps as well as the max reach. Okay, let's try to write the code. Okay, so basically here I am kind of creating the reach array, right? This will be n+1. Okay, now I'll keep on traversing first of all. Now I'll say left, right? So left will be kind of I minus ranges I. Okay, this is math dot max of, since kind of we need to start from 0, right? So negative we can replace it with 0. That's why I've uh, written like that. Now I'll say reach of left, or maybe I can simplify. I can say int right equal to math dot max, or maybe min of here n comma I plus ranges I, right? Now I'll say reach of left is equal to math dot max of left, or maybe reach left. It should be left, right. Okay, so this is the reach array that I found. Now I'll keep on, I'll take three variables, that is max reach, current reach, number of taps. I'll say int I equal to 0, I is less than reach dot length I plus plus. I'll say if my I is greater than my current reach, right? I think I have made a mistake there. Let me go back just a minute. Yeah, that's fine, right? So I have I is greater than current reach, so that is okay. Okay, I is greater than current reach, so I should return -1, right? And if my I is greater than max reach, so I'll say current taps plus plus. This is number of taps plus plus, and I'll say current reach equal to max reach, right? And now I'll say max reach equal to math dot max, that is max reach, comma, reach of I. Okay, now you can say return number of taps. Let's try. Started writing code in Kotlin, so sometimes I forget commas. Okay, so if my I is greater than current reach, so I should return -1. If my I is greater than max reach, just a minute, if I'm not, let me see if I'm not. So this is the reach array that I'm prepared. This is of size n+1. Then I'm traversing kind of a ranges array, and I'm saying it is max of 0, I minus ranges I. Okay, and right as min of n and I plus ranges I. Okay, and then I'll say reach dot left equal to math dot max reach dot left, comma right. Okay, from this position I can reach till, okay, this I'm using as an index and this I'm using as a value, right? Okay, that is fine. Now I have max reach, current reach, number of taps. Now if my I is greater than my current reach, right? I should say if this is my max reach. I think this is correct, not the current reach. So let me try submitting it if this is given. The test case is wrong. Somehow the problem goes somewhere. Mhm. If my eye crosses the max reach, right? So I think if my eye crosses this, yeah, I think this is what it is. Yep. Yeah, basically the problem was, so if my eye crosses the max reach, so max reach is the maximum distance I can cover, right? After switching on a tab. So if I am at an index which is beyond my max reach, so I should return one, right? And if I'm kind of crossing the current reach, then I need to kind of update the current reach with max reach and switch on the tab. So I hope that is being communicated here as well. Let me check. Yeah, if I'm kind of crossing the, so here I was doing something wrong. So if I'm crossing the max reach, so I should return one. If I'm crossing the current reach, I should update the tabs. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Take care.